The trial for former Trump lawyers Kenneth Chesbro and, of course, Sidney Powell is set to begin in Georgia in just a few days. But before we get the trial started, we got to go through a little thing called jury selection. And jury selection can make or break a case before it even begins. Jury selection is, of course, one of the most important phases of a trial. You get the wrong people, you're screwed from the start. So the lawyers for Sidney Powell and, of course, Kenneth Chesbro, because they're being tried together, decided to tell the judge this past Monday, hey, judge, we got an idea. Before we get to jury selection, what we want to do is conduct what they called a Gallop Poll. Because I guess they don't realize that Gallup is actually a company that does polling. Like, you don't call it a Gallop Poll unless Gallup is the group actually doing it. But hey, you're just lawyers. Why would I expect you to know how things work? So that right off the bat is a bad sign for Powell and Chesebro that your lawyers don't even know. Like, we could have just said, we want to conduct a poll, but you said Gallop Poll because I guess you think that that's a different kind of poll. And wow, with just absolutely big brain mentality like that, how can they lose, right? So anyway, they say, judge, hey, judge, we want to conduct a Gallop Poll to get potential jurors' opinions of our clients and the other, 17 other co-defendants before we, choose to accept or reject them. These are attitudinal questions, they said. Attitudinal. And the judge had to tell them, no, that's actually not legal. It's not something you're allowed to do during jury selection because, as the judge said, you're basically asking these people what their judgment is going to be, right? You're asking them straight off the bat, hey, do you think this person's guilty or not? Before the trial even begins. And you can't do that. Like, there's rules, there's laws against that in jury selection. So here's the actual quote from the judge. We always had a hard line in the sand. We don't tell jurors to tell us how you'll vote. Part of the role a questionnaire does is to hone in on what matters. That doesn't throw out the general standards you're allowed to ask jurors, period. We're not supposed to be asking jurors to give their opinions up front. So the judge had to explain to these lawyers who are representing other lawyers how jury selection works. Yeah, if you think that bodes well for Sidney Powell and Kenneth Chesbro and hell, even these lawyers representing them, then you are kidding yourselves. But the whole thing here, the reason they're even, trying to effectively break the rules is because they are trying to taint the jury pool, right? They want to make sure that we don't get anybody in this jury that thinks that Sidney Powell's a wackadoo. We don't want to get anybody in that jury that thinks that Kenneth Chesbro is a charlatan. We want to make damn sure that we have nothing but the finest MAGA hat wearing freaks in that jury that you could imagine. And the judge had to tell them, sorry, but that's actually not how criminal trials work. I assumed you knew it, but apparently I've got to teach you everything as we go along. Again, definitely not something you want to see your lawyers do when you're facing a minimum of 5 years in prison. This one's going to be fun once it starts. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.